Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alert.
Disgusting liberal blocks Texas rescue efforts to protest Trump, gets brutally owned in seconds. As tens of thousands of suffering Americans battle the aftermath of the catastrophic hurricane that ripped through their communities, you'd think this would be the one time in our country that liberals could stop trying to politicize every freaking event taking place in America. As rabid leftists continue to disgustingly criticize every move that President Trump and Melania make as the first family tends to the victims, now liberals are actively sabotaging Texas victims' rescue efforts in a series of unbelievable moves that will leave you furious. We continue to see heartwarming images of people coming from all over the country to help with the rescue efforts, proving that the American spirit of charity is alive and well, as concerned citizens continue to lend a hand to those in need. But several liberal groups weren't having it. The first nasty incident began as Trump and Melania arrived Tuesday to visit Corpus Christi and Austin, providing comfort and aid to suffering residents following the disaster. Unlike Obama, who couldn't be bothered to put his vacation of whacking golf balls on hold during the catastrophic flooding in Louisiana that left 40,000 homeless and 13 dead. Rather than taking a break from the constant Trump bashing and focusing on the rescue efforts, rabid liberal protesters from Texas Young Democrats group lined the streets with nasty signs, while screaming an onslaught of hateful statements as Trump drove by. They mocked Trump's comment when he wished Texans good luck, conveniently leaving out the rest of his sentence when he told the local communities to stay safe. Other rabid liberals drove for miles to show up to troll the president with giant Trump bananas, spending money on outlandish items to mock Trump rather than putting their money to good use with items like food and water for the suffering community. It's absolutely ridiculous that these anti-Trump mama's basement-dwelling losers would hijack this deadly tragedy in order to spew more of their hateful rhetoric. Several Trump supporters were quick to fire back at the hipster beta male who showed up to block rescue efforts in order to protest Trump, tearing down the liberal who seconds before the picture was taken thought he was the world's biggest badass. Here's a few of their hilarious comments. Nothing like putting 6 Trump bananas in my primer black 66 Vet convertible, me thinks, and then dress like the retarded third Blues Brother, Morty, and hit the local history-breaking hurricane, rain killer storm full of death and destruction, then protest the POTUS. I hope he got the SHT beat out of him. Aside from his obvious third election loser dipshittery, if that is a 66 Vet and this sniveling little pajama boy did that to it, well then he's definitely the one who needs to be hung in the air and pummeled like a piñata. Judging by the age of this sniveling, panty-wearing, purse-carrying libtard, that suey 66 Vet was probably his grandpa's, who sold it to his dad, who gave it to this little punk, who then defiled it beyond recognition. Yep, I'll stand in line for the pummeling. As liberals try to spin another ridiculous narrative against Trump, attempting to portray him as an uncaring a-hole, the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, is meanwhile giving incredible praise to Trump's response to the crisis, saying that the president had been extremely professional and very helpful. Abbott stated. He called and said, "Governor, whatever you need, you've got." This is the quickest turnaround I've ever seen from the time a governor made a disaster declaration to getting that granted. The president's speedy response triggered all the resources of FEMA to help Texas, which has made a huge difference, the governor explained. I give FEMA a grade of A+ all the way from the president down, Abbott concluded. We finally have a first family in the White House who genuinely cares about the American people, where their love for our country is on constant display. While Trump and Melania have done everything in their power to help Texas, liberals will never be satisfied. It's truly startling how nasty and vile liberals are, as they would be so callous to take the spotlight off of these suffering victims and try to hijack this tragedy to spew more of their anti-Trump rhetoric. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.